Fight fans all over the world, it's Daddy Pete with Slap Happy Gorilla. What? Devin Haney is the boss. That's what he says of the 135-pound division. Listen, Devin Haney, ahead of his fight with Vasiliy Lomachencko, hey man, he talking big. He talking like a real boss. And he say, man, hey, I run this 135-pound division. He say, hey, if anybody want anything, they got to come through me. I can't help but think that he's really directing his talk towards Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Tank Davis. But man, hey, look, stay focused on Vasiliy Lomachencko. Listen, Vasiliy Lomachencko has been very silent throughout this whole build up to this fight, man. And his camp, everybody, I don't know if it's that he don't want no pressure on himself or what, but he really ain't been talking much. But Devin Haney talking like a real boss, man. Stay focused, Devin, but hey, I feel you, bro. He got all the belts. He is the undisputed champion at lightweight. And listen, he say, hey, look, y'all got to come through me. So now with his fight with Lomachencko, so far he's favored to win. And I guess you'll say because of his youth, his athleticism, and his skills, you know. He is a little long. I don't know, man. He got the reach advantage. So, I don't know, man. He looking like he very confident, you know. But where it has to do with the lightweight division, you know, you got Tank Davis that just sold 1.2 to 1.4 million pay-per-view buys in his last fight with Ryan Garcia. Listen. So Tank is the biggest draw, not just in the division, in the sport of boxing right now. You know, and then you got Shakur Stevenson, who is, he just came to the lightweight division. He had his debut against Yoshino, which, you know, it was a stellar performance, but it was against a less than stellar opponent. But hey, man, hey, I got to give Shakur Stevenson, I'm clowning. Shakur Stevenson his props. He did try to fight Kambosos. He also tried to fight Pitbull Cruz. They both turned the fight down. So, you know, he went with Yoshino, who is not really known here in the States. And he knocked him out, you know. Highlight real performance. But where does Devin Haney sit in this division? He the champ, bro. He the champ. And like he said, nobody can really get nothing unless they go through him, because he got all of the major belts in the division. So where he stands really is like, he really is the boss. Now, last week I made a video saying that, talking about Tank Davis being the king of the mountain. And, you know, you cannot argue with numbers. Numbers is what it is. You know what I'm saying? With the pay-per-view, this guy is becoming the new face of boxing. But where it comes to having that type of legacy, man, Devin Haney really is the boss. And Devin Haney is competing this month, May the 20th, man. Hey, this fight week is coming real quick. And now I want to take the time to remind all you guys, first of all, I say thank you to all of the subscribers, new and old, the ones that's been here from the beginning and the ones that just became subscribers. I appreciate you. Thank you. And all of you that have not yet subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon so you can be notified every time it goes down, because it's going down this month. Fight week is coming up. Hey, look, for fight week, we going live Tuesday through Friday. And I will pick on that Friday I will pick two people, one that's going for Devin Haney and one that's going for Lomachencko. And hey, whoever wins, whoever fighter wins, they go get $100. It's simple as that, but you have to be a subscriber. And it will be those that participate in the chats more so than others, Tuesday through Friday when we go live. So I just want to take the time to say that real quick. Now, back to the video at hand. Devin Haney, he kind of complained about how Vasiliy Lomachencko really not selling the fight, man. He really not helping. He not pulling his weight as far as getting this fight sold. He ain't talking no trash. He ain't talking big at all. You know, like I said, I don't know if it's he don't want pressure on himself or what. His camp really silent. Man, I don't know what's going on. Only thing I can say about this here, man, Devin Haney is trying to push this thing himself, and he talking like a real boss, man. And I'm real glad to see that from Devin. And the reason why is because, look, man, as far as having the belts, yeah, he's the boss, but he really needs to sell himself, because after this fight, you know what happens after this fight is gonna matter how he sell this fight. And I think it's gonna do pretty well. But even if it don't financially, I feel like him winning is gonna put him in a better position for fighting Gervonta Tank Davis. Now the thing about it is, will he stay at 135? That's probably one of the biggest questions, because he's been making 135 for a long time, man. He's been really making 135. And people calling him weight bully, people calling him all this different stuff. But hey, it is what it is. This is prize fighting. He is well within the limits when he makes the weight. I mean, it's simple as that. It takes a certain level of discipline, so you can't take that away from these fighters, man. Saying he a weight bully. Well, hey, if he make the weight, he can fight on fight night. You don't know what he had to put his body through to make that weight. So if he can make the weight and perform on fight night, now once it start really messing with his performance, then that's when you have to say, hey, man, it's time for you to do your thing, man. Go ahead and move up. But so far, Devin Haney has been doing well. And he really wanted to stay here for this fight. This fight for him, he really looks at it as a legacy fight for him. He's been calling for the fight for Lomachencko, and because he feel like it'll raise his stock in the sport, and I think it will too. But the thing about it is, man, look, after this fight, he's really gonna have to make a decision, and he did say himself he will see how he feels on May 20th. And that'll determine what's going to happen next as far as moving up or what. But he did express that he wants to fight the Tank Davis, the Shakur Stevenson. So, my hat's off to Devin. He got all of the belts. He didn't just get the belts and just move up and say, I was undisputed, now I'm moving up. Nah, he got the belts. He's defending the belts. And, now he's defending against an opponent he is a legitimate foe. You know what I'm saying? At the 135-pound division. Lomachencko is not a walk in the park for anybody. And that's why I was saying he needs to stay focused, because Lomachencko is a highly skilled boxer. He is, man. At one time he was considered almost like a freak, man, a freak of nature, bro. His training is impeccable. If you see some of his regiment, but the thing about him is he is getting a little long in the tooth, and I'm not making an excuse for him. I'm just saying he's getting a little bit long in the tooth. This is probably his last opportunity at undisputed. Saying that, I know he's taking this very serious, but also, hey, Devin Haney has the youth factor on his side, and I don't know, but I think it's going to be a good fight. I'm not going to take anything from that. I think this is going to be a better fight than some people is really trying to make it out to be. Because it's not a for sure thing Devin Haney just go walk in there and knock Vasiliy Lomachencko over. He's not the type of guy that you just come in and knock over. So I think it's going to be a very good, I think it's going to start out as a high-powered chess match, you know what I'm saying? And I think it's going to turn into something that's a lot more than just a technical battle, you know? And I think it's going to boil down to who can stay more disciplined and stick to whatever plans they have. And, you know, I think it's going to boil down to, like, who wants it the most, man? You know, and I think both guys really have their eyes set on being the top of the division. Now, Devin Haney, as far as having the belts, he is the top of the division. But one thing he knows in his mind about boxing, that, man, the public has to perceive you as the top. And you could tell he's expressed this over and over. He don't feel like he's gotten the respect so far as the undisputed champion, as, you know, as much as he should get it, you know. And that's largely probably because he beat the one guy for all the belts, George Kambosos. And I mean, the thing about Kambosos is, you know, he kind of came out of left field and won this thing, you know. A lot of people didn't really know a lot about him, and Teofimo Lopez, for the most part, probably was overlooking him. And a lot of people probably was. I know, to be honest with you, I did. I didn't really think that that Kambosos could win the fight. But he actually did win, and then Devin Haney beat him. Devin Haney ran it back for the rematch and beat him again. So he beat him convincingly. It's just that the type of foe that he was, he had all of the belts. Well, you know, everything except for the real WBC. You know, Devin Haney had the WBC. And then that was another thing that people was calling Devin Haney the paper champion, because most people know that Lomachencko had the WBC. They elevated him to the franchise champion, and that's how Devin Haney became the WBC champion. He did not fight for the belt. He became the champion because he was already the interim titleist. You know, he held the interim title at the WBC, so they elevated him to the actual WBC champion. Now, you could probably argue the fact that he fought for the interim championship, and that's what, you know, afforded him the opportunity. But at the same time, a lot of people didn't look at it like that. A lot of people people was calling him paper champion. So, you know, he's gotten a lot of, he hasn't been getting the respect that he feel like he is due. So he feels like this fight is a step in the right direction to getting that respect. And I like the fact that he's talking like a real boss before this fight. And I'm thinking that whatever weight class, you know, whatever can happen for him and Shakur Stevenson, him and Tank Davis, whatever can happen for them to fight, I hope it does. Whether it's, you know, he moves up and they fight at the catch weight, whatever happens. Because these guys are really like the three kings, man. They are like three real kings in this division, or in and around this weight class, that everybody has really been anticipating the fight. You know, Tank Davis and Devin Haney have a story, you know, as far as they both fought in that Mayweather gym before, you know, and people just really want to see what'll happen professionally, because, you know, they had some sparring rumors going around. And the same thing, you know, see, these guys come up, man. These guys are in a fraternity. You know what I'm saying? Boxing is almost like a fraternity, man. These kids grow up together. They see each other in the amateurs. They spar with each other to get ready for fights. So, you know, they in and around each other all of the time. So, you know, they have a backstory. You know, all of these guys done sparred each other before. You know, it's rumors going around about all of them about sparring. But sparring is not the same as being in the ring with the smaller gloves, with no headgear. And really in sparring, when you sparring somebody, whoever's getting ready for the fight, you know, sometimes the coaches have them sparring to work on certain things. So if, you know, say Shakur Stevenson helping one of them get ready, and the coach tell her, okay, right today we gonna work on the jab. The only thing you go throw is the jab. So if Shakur Stevenson get the best of Tank Davis, you know, and he was just working on the jab, I mean, so to say I beat him up that day, I mean, it's really not fair to say, because he was working on something that particular day. You know what I'm saying? So that sparring, man, you can't really go by that. So for them going back and forth, but they know, and you know, they just kind of pick at each other a little bit to show supremacy. But the real deal is for them to fight professionally in the ring, like I said, with the smaller gloves on, with no headgear, you know. And a lot of the speculation is that, hey, Tank is the powerhouse guy out of the three of them. He's the one with the proven power in and around this weight class, you know. Shakur Stevenson is more or less the pure technician, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody feel like his defense that translates well into offenses probably makes him the one with the skills to pay the bills. And then Devin Haney is the young guy who just, you know, fundamentally sound, and that's been getting it done. So, you know, all of these guys have a right at supremacy for the 135-pound division, but Devin Haney holds the belts. You know what I'm saying? He has all of the straps. He is the undisputed champion. I cannot wait for this fight with Lomachencko. I'm excited. So all of y'all, man, I hope y'all excited, man. Listen, y'all know we doing Get This Money, like I just said earlier in the video. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell icon so you can be notified every time it go down. Go ahead and slap that like button for Slap Happy Gorilla. This is Daddy P out of there.